guys, it's Miss Morgan, and today we're talking about adding and subtracting expressions. So the first thing we want to talk about are like terms. Now, like terms are terms that contain the same form of the variable. So we know that our number in front of our variable is called the coefficient. Then we have our variable. Now here, the form of the variable is x squared. So we want to find the like term. So we have 2x squared and x squared because they both have the same form of x. Now we have 7y and 50y because they both have the same form as y. Now why do we need to know this? We need to know this because when we add and subtract expressions, we need to learn how to combine like terms. And when we combine like terms, all we're doing is we're adding our coefficients. But first we're going to talk about why we can do that. So if we have 26z minus 5z, we want to combine these like terms because we know they have the same form of z. Now our distributive property tells us that we can take out a common factor. So our common factor here is z, so we can take out z and then have 26 minus 5. Now based on our order of operations, we need to evaluate our parentheses first, so that's 21, and then multiply it times z. So we're left with 21z. So we get 21z, which is the same thing as just right off the bat subtracting our coefficients, 26 minus 5 equals 21, and sticking a z at the end. So it's just important that you understand when we combine like terms, we add or subtract our coefficients. But the reason we can do that comes from our distributive property. So now we understand the groundwork, we can move on to adding and subtracting variable expressions. So to do that, first we want to use our associative and commutative properties to group our like terms. So that means that we can rearrange the order of our terms and we can rearrange our groupings. Then we combine like terms just like we discussed, and last we simplify. So with our example, we have 12x squared minus 5z plus 7x squared plus 10z. So we notice that 5z plus 7x squared is in the grouping. Now what I want you guys to do is use the associative and commutative properties to group the like terms. So I want you to tell me if A or B best represents how we should regroup this expression. Great work, guys. You should have come up with A. So what we do is, first of all, we change this to adding. We use our definition of subtracting. So we say we have 12x squared plus negative 5z minus 7x squared. So we add the opposite, plus 10z. Now we see we have our like terms. So we take our 12x squared minus 7x squared, because again we can just add the opposite here, so this would be add negative 7x squared plus negative 5z plus 10z. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can combine our like terms. So we have 12, we just combine our coefficients. So 12 minus 7 is 5x squared plus negative 5 plus 10 is 5z. So we have 5x squared plus 5z. We can even take this a further step because we have a common factor. So we can use our distributive property to write this as 5 times x squared plus z. So that's just going a bonus step. So now we understand how to add and subtract variable expressions by using our different properties, combining like terms, and simplifying. Now let's apply that to a perimeter problem. So we're asked to find the perimeter of the triangle. So we know the perimeter is equal to the sum of the sides. So that means we have our 3 side lengths and we need to add them together. So let's see what we have. 8c minus 2d plus c plus 5d plus 4c plus d. Okay, so now we need to combine our like terms. So we have 8c, c, and 4c, and then we have 2d, 5d, and d. Okay, so using our definition of subtraction here, we're going to add the opposite, so plus negative 2d. So let's get our c's together. So we'll have 8c plus c plus 4c. So we add all 3 plus negative 2d plus 5d plus d. Now we simply use our distributive property, so we can take out our c 8 plus 1 plus 4, plus we take out our d here, so we have negative 2 plus 5 plus 1. So now we just combine our like terms. So this is going to be 9 and 13. So this is 13 times c, plus this is going to be 3 plus 1 is 4, so 4d. So our perimeter of our figure is simplified to 13c plus 4d. So it's really important to understand when you're adding and subtracting variable expressions, your first step is to use your associative and commutative properties to group like terms together. Then we can use the distributive property to combine like terms, and then we simplify. So if you remember those 3 steps, you guys are going to do great working on adding and subtracting variable expressions. And you guys did a really awesome job here. If you want some more help, you can watch this tutorial again and practice some more. But you guys did awesome, and I know you'll do great. Good luck!